still have the Lord. With Samuel gone and Saul still present, he could arise and go because God was still with him. He still had a life to live. He still had a destiny to fulfill. He still had a future to claim. And can I help somebody understand that the same is true for you? Regardless of how deep and profound your losses may be, you still have a life to live. You still have a destiny to fulfill. You still have a future to claim. Where do you get that caliber of courage, Pastor? I'm glad you asked. It comes, my friend, from placing your confidence and your life in the hands of God. It comes from knowing that it's in God that you live, move, and have your being. That God is still God, even in your losses. God is still God, even in your ambiguity. God is still God, even when it's confusing, perplexing, and desperate. God still has you. God still holds you. God still heals you. God still helps you. God is still alive, and God is keeping you alive. It is God who empowers you to get up when life has knocked you down, when the wind has been knocked out of your lungs, when the taste has been slapped out of your mouth. It's God who keeps you, who dries your tears, who calms your fears. It's God who wakes you up in the morning and rocks you to sleep at night. And likewise, it is God who is telling me to tell you, it's time for you to get up. You've been down long enough. It's time for you to get up and move past what hurt you, moving on what held you. Get up and go. It's time for you to bounce back and come back, take a step and go on. Because that wasn't just the case for David. That isn't just the case for us. But it was also the case for Jesus. Because Jesus suffered loss. Jesus had disappointments. Jesus endured pain. But in every instance, he arose and went on. When John the Baptist died, he arose and went on. After feeding the 5,000, he arose and went on. After being denied by Peter and betrayed by Judas, he arose and went on. After praying until his sweat was like drops of blood, while all of his disciples slept, he arose and went on. Past Judas' betrayal, past Peter's denial, past the people's lies, past the leader's deception, past the soldier's brutality. He arose and went on. Past Pilate's cowardice, past the stigma of the cross, past the nails and the spears, past the gravity's weight and sin's stain, past death's sting and the grave's darkness, past the host of hell and early, Sunday morning, hallelujah, God raised him up from the dead, and he arose and went to Emmaus with 2 disciples. He arose and went to the upper room with his disciples. He arose and went to a mountain in Galilee to give the Great Commission. He arose and went into heaven, where he now sits at the right hand of the throne of God. And that Jesus will give you the courage to continue after you've been knocked down, after you've cried, after you've been to the cemetery. Jesus will. I said he will. I know he will. He said he will give you the courage to get up from every loss, from every hurt, from every pain, from every mistake, from every attack, from every disappointment, and go on with your life. Somebody can testify that it's been that Jesus who gave you the courage to get up every time you were knocked down, every time disappointment came, every time betrayal happened, every time you had a setback, a letdown, a layoff, a sickness. The Lord has been by your side. If I'm talking to you, throw your head back, keep your mask on, but shout hallelujah. That's how David got up. That's why David got up, because he had a promise from God. God will keep his promise to me. for me? Can I bless your soul and leave you alone? Another year is upon you and I. Another day is headed our way. Another time is breaking out. Get up and go where the wine is bringing me. Back in the day, the wine sang, just look up. I know you've been down. I know you've been hurt. I know you've been in pain. But just look up. From where did your help come? All your help comes from the Lord. Just look up. Tomorrow's sun will let you know your life's not done. Just look around. Love's going down. And trust in God. Trust Him with your past. Trust Him with your present. Trust Him with your future.